today, as we watch the Patriots have their parade and watching fans fight at the parade because, they've won 6 championships, they're just going to start fighting each other.
Who's left? They beat everybody else back.
It's going to be a long time till we play the Jets again. Let's all fight each other. The 2 big stories coming off the Super Bowl continue to be Jared Goff and Todd Gurley. We're going to hear from Eric Dickerson, who had something crazy to say about Todd Gurley coming up in about 25 minutes. But Jared Goff and the horrendous game he played, I want to know why pulling him from the game and putting in Sean Mannion wasn't something that was discussed.
Oh, look at you.
All right, now I know it sounds crazy, but follow me here for a second. And this plays into the game that Sean McVay coached. He was out of it from the beginning. Jared Goff had horrible body language, 1,000-yard stare the entire game. He never showed that he could master anything that was going to move the ball down the field against the Patriots. And he had time after time after time because they kept getting the ball back. They had numerous chances, and Jared Goff did not respond. He did not respond to adversity. And this is what all the great quarterbacks in the NFL do. They respond to adversity. You're going to stop me from doing something, even if it's not my day, I'm going to find a way to persevere. That's what Tom Brady does. That's what Aaron Rodgers does. That's what Russell Wilson does. That's what all the great quarterbacks do. Well, you're stopping me from doing X. I'm going to do enough of Y to be able to win this game. Mentally, you could see on the sideline, he wasn't responding to anyone. Every time he walked off the field after a 3-and-out, it was staring up at the crowd. You could tell he didn't know what was going on. He was going through the motions. And the way the Rams and Sean McVay coached this game was, well, let's just stay in it instead of trying to win the game. Right? Let's continue. Well, let's run Todd Gurley. Well, the game is, I don't want to go crazy changing a strategy because Sean McVay went over the top trying to establish Jared Goff that we're going to throw the football and win. The game's close, though, so I don't want to make too many big changes. So we're keeping it close, and they're hoping against hope that someone's going to make a play. Jared Goff made 0 plays. 0 plays. On his interception late, wouldn't step into the throw. Dude, it's the bleeping Super Bowl, man. You got to step in. You got to take a hit and step in and make that throw. And instead, he short-armed it off his back foot, and it was a pick, and that ended the game. At some point when it's 3-3, when it's 3-0, you have to realize Jared Goff is not pulling out of this tailspin. He's not doing it. Are you trying to win, or are you trying to keep the game close? Jared Goff does not have it. And I get it's a hard decision because you are bound to Jared Goff for the next 12 or 15 years. Sean McVay and Jared Goff, he's been to 2 Pro Bowls, and you have to figure things out. But this is the Super Bowl. You may never get back there again. It's easy to say, oh, it's a learning experience. Or what. You may never get back there again. Dan Marino got there in his second year, never got back again. You may never get back again. You have to win this game. I know Sean Mannion is untested, but it's obvious the Patriots had a scheme in place to limit Jared Goff. Jared Goff couldn't find open receivers. That's what's been talked about with the coaches. So-and-so was open on this play. Reynolds was open here. This pass was open. This was open in the flat. And Jared Goff wasn't finding it. Sean Mannion at least would have brought a different energy, would have brought something that maybe he's an unknown, so the Patriots got to go, okay, what are we going to do here? We don't know. We haven't seen Sean Mannion. So maybe Sean Mannion can lead at least 1 touchdown drive. Just 1. You don't need a ton. You don't need Mannion to come in. You're not down 21 points. You can come in and say, hey, maybe you're able to get the ball down the field a little bit more because all the Patriots did in the fourth quarter when they tried to throw the football and went for broke was wait for Jared Goff to make a mistake. And they waited because they knew he didn't have enough to get them downfield. Mannion comes in, and it's a different kind of energy. Bill Parcells would always say, I can't spark a team by changing the left guard. You spark a team by changing the quarterback. And if I saw one thing that would tell me that, Jared Goff may get this. He may get there in the fourth quarter. The last couple of drives, now it's going to be back and forth. I would say keep the guy in. But he was absolutely cooked. And because the Rams were stuck on, hey, the game is close, maybe a defensive back will fall down. Maybe somebody's going to trip and fall. Maybe the ball will pop out of somebody's arms. Maybe Brady will throw a tipped interception, which is basically what the Chiefs were hoping was going to happen in the AFC title game, and we saw how that turned out. If the Rams had tried about winning, they could have done that because we saw in the same stadium a year ago, Nick Saban say, thank you, Jalen Hurts. This has been a wonderful run for you, but you are sitting down for the second half, and we're putting in Tua Tagovailoa, who is a 5-star recruit and may be great, but we don't know. We don't know anything about the kid. And what happens? He won the national championship. Why? Because Nick Saban decided, I'm going to make a move that tries to win this game, and I will figure out my quarterback situation after. And Sean McVay and the Rams decided, we're just going to kind of go along here and hope something happens. That's not how you coach and try to win games.
Well, see, I think McVay has gotten off a little bit easy in this entire process. in terms of the play calls. And it goes back to the Bears game where Goff was seeing ghosts. We saw it for several games down the stretch. And the question here is, was there a big difference in what the Patriots did once they couldn't communicate from the headset, which means Goff isn't getting the extra help for his reads? Hell, you even had receivers, Robert Woods, a couple of times going, hey, they're blitzing. They're blitzing, and he missed it. And then he's got to force the ball out as he's about to get drilled. And that's what you had on the interception when he bailed out and didn't step into the throw. And there's numerous examples of missed reads, missed opportunities. The all-22 is very damning.
That's the worst thing Jared Goff can hear. All 22.
No, that's just it. It's a horror show. As you go through the number of, all right, here's C.J. Anderson out of the backfield. There's Reynolds. There's Reynolds again. Even the play on Cooks. Right, great play by McCourty to break it up. Mm-hmm. He ran like a kid through a flower patch for 45 yards, and Goff missed him.
Jared Goff missed. He
didn't get the ball there early enough. Yeah,
wide
so
open.
You've got all sorts of issues. I like the way you're talking here because it goes back to what we said with Baltimore. Lamar Jackson's not getting it done. Hey, you know what? Joe Flacco, let's go. Now Flacco more decorated, bigger contract, whatever else. But look, if you're going to go so far as to put Todd Gurley in mothballs and have him chewing his mouthpiece on the sideline, that's a guy you just paid. And you've already decided a guy you signed off the street 3 weeks ago was good enough. Mannion's been there all year. So it may not be as hot takery as you want. I'm sorry. There might be some logic to it along the way.
It's the whole thing is logic. But
that's just it, right? What I said at the time with the Ravens was if Lamar Jackson's the guy that's going to shrink because you take him out because a game's not working right, then that's not your guy long term. He's got to understand he's missing. He's not getting it done. And for that day, perhaps there's a better option. I would say for Jared Goff, that may have been the same thing.
Jeff Fisher would have put in Sean Mannion. Jeff Fisher may have started Sean Mannion.
He may have.
I have a hunch it's not going to be Jared Goff's day. We're going to go with Mannion. I feel he can go 7 for 9, maybe get some things done. I'm not going to settle for 7 for 9, maybe 8 for 10.
No, that's pretty good. But McVay, right, he goes away from Gurley. You got the run game finally looks like it's going to jump. So, Jared Goff and Todd Gurley are taking all the heat. And McVay's over there. He goes, it's on me. And everybody's, no, it's not, Coach. It's not on you. You're still a genius.
It's good.
We still love you.
They're all taking the blame, and that's great. But in the end, it still happened.